welcome back. We are here with the mighty Wes Johnson himself. Everybody say hello, give it up for Wes.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, welcome back, everyone. And well, Wes needs no introductions. We've been talking about Wes and to Wes's characters all morning.
Ah, I felt my ears burning. That's why I'm wearing the headphones now, just to put them out.
So welcome in. Thank you so much for joining us.
It's my honor and pleasure to be with you, and thank you for everything that you're doing to bring in those funds. That's very important.
Yes, we are, and that's absolutely a good call. If anybody has been thinking maybe I should make a donation, here is the link again.
Yeah, we were very fortunate. It sort of worked out okay in the end, Wes, because the servers for the Elder Scrolls Online all went down on day 3 of this thing. It was a planned outage, so it's sort of fine, but slightly awkward timing with the event and the raid train and everything. We thought, well, what can we play? What can we do? The public test server is down. Let's fire up Oblivion. So every other character, where every other character we bumped into. Oh, hey, Wes. So we went to
well met, citizen.
There we go. We went to see Sheo. We spoke to a bunch of guards. We killed an entire family just to meet Lucian.
Well, you sleep rather soundly for a murderer, but that is a bit of overkill, dear child of cities. An entire family. You're an eager beaver.
Well, they were all there at home when we arrived in the shack.
We had no choice.
We had no choice. Well, welcome on. Thank you, and as Maya said, thank you so much for being part of this, guys. Give it up for Wes once again. Do you want to give us a quick rundown? We've sort of already started, but do you want to give people a quick reminder where the hell they recognize your voice from?
Well, they may know me as Sheogorath, Daedric Prince of Madness, or as we said, Lucian the Chance of the Dark Brotherhood. All the Imperial Guards, criminal scum, you've stolen a fork. Pay with your blood. Those are all just those. They may recognize Hermes Mora. If you're going into Fallout, you've got Mo Cronin from Dimey City with a nice swatter. Yeah, I understand that you're carrying some hefty hickory yourself. There's all of the super mutants. Silver Shroud, Mistress of Mystery. And anything from Star Trek to World of Warcraft to a number of things of that nature. I've been just having a blast. In fact, one of the characters we recently did for ESO was one of my favorites, and that was Johannes Verlaine, who's was passing, and his son they had a separation, and they were trying to get them together, and your character is able to bridge that area between life and death and find this man and talk to him about his regrets, and that was a very emotional piece. So I've been very fortunate over the years to have some of the most amazing writing from the people at Bethesda and putting together characters that have just been epic, and I can't thank the fans enough. I just got back from Retro Game Con in Connecticut, where I got to meet a number of people, and when you talk to folks who've been playing the games for years and hear their stories, it's amazing.
It is. Thank you, Dark Metal, for the donation. Amazing getting that started. Much appreciated. Funnily enough, mentioning that quest that we played that on stream not that long ago. Someone actually
the Netch quest from ESO and Gold Road. Yeah.
And yes, Vezog, it was the Wing of the Netch. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, somebody earlier was saying, like, I was a massive fan of Wes already, but just seeing just the reaction and just how much obviously the work actually means to the man as well. Now I'm a huge fan of the man as well.
And the thing is, it does. Each character, you find something within yourself to bring the emotion forward and to make it real. I got very deep into that one. But also with all the different ones, there's a little bit of Sheo in me, a little bit of Lucian. I mean, my neighbors are safe. Not that much, Lucian. But you take a little bit of yourself in each role. So when people ask you a question, someone sent me a thing recently on Cameo, and they wanted to know who's your favorite character that you've ever done, and that's a Sophie's Choice, because all of these characters are a little bit you. They're all your children. You feel when you're in the middle of it, you feel very close to them. You have to understand them, even when they're a bad guy. You have to understand their wants, their needs. They all feel they're justified in what they're doing. Even Ron Hope in Starfield, who I've had people sending me messages online going, "Hey, dude, sorry, had to shoot you in the face." Even him, he feels himself that he is a man of the people. Sure. Yeah, he may be ripping people off left and right. He may be a bit of a scam artist. He's, in the end, out for himself, but he also believes that he's helping people.
Yeah.
He believes that if you take him out of the picture, you're going to hurt folks. And it's one of the things I love about these games is a lot of these issues are not just black and white. They're shades of gray. And it troubles you to decide. When it comes to the whole thing with Ron Hope, you've got companions with you who will look at you poorly if you accept a bribe from him and let him go. But there will be some benefits to it. However, if you decide to take him out and your companions are all with you, there are benefits to that as well. There are also downfalls to both. So it's a pick your poison, choose your candy kind of thing.
Yeah, every character believes they are the hero of their own story, right? That's sort of the writer's mantra.
The best villains do believe they're the hero of their own story. They believe that they are right. They're doing things for the right reason. And it's just in their world with the things that are just slightly skewed, to them, it does seem right. Look at what's happening in the world right now. The people who are doing things that you go, what are you doing? And they will be like, I'm doing what is necessary for the greater good. It's like, no, you're not. No, you're not. But everybody comes from their own perspective. And when you dive into a character, that's where you have to come from. You can't judge your characters. I can't judge them as bad, because the moment I do that, I've stepped outside the character. And I am no longer inhabiting it. I'm no longer that character.
Is that?
Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely. Is that where some of the... Because we were talking about this earlier. We have the advantage of just being back in the Imperial City, in Oblivion, and bumping into you, like I said, over and over. And there is such a richness to the delivery that we stopped and listened to a line from one of the guards or one of the characters and think, that is a voice which should make you stop and say, whoa, hey there. But in fact, it's just this NPC who's... What's up, Maya?
Well, just Alatario, thank you so much for the donation. And Renee just donated $100 for my mum.
Wow.
That's wonderful.
Thank you,
Nicely
Renee.
done.
And if anybody wants to share their stories, we had some absolute... Oh my God, people have been sharing, and it's been heartbreaking, but so amazing to hear that American Heart Foundation have helped, or just the information out there, or anything, the research. Please do share if you want to. Obviously, don't feel like you have to. But yeah, we are here, and we really appreciate, as Wes always says, even a cost of a coffee. That's
yeah. The price of a cup of coffee can mean the difference between somebody living and dying. A little something, it all adds up. And one of the things I love, guys, Maya, Khan, about the gaming community, the heart. You want to talk about hearts? The heart of the gaming community, the kindness, the love that I have seen displayed by folks across the globe. You hear all these rumors of toxic gamers, and they're toxic people in a small percentage all over the place. That's a very small percentage. Most of the people that I have met along the way are some of the most loving, giving, generous people. And it isn't a matter of how much you can give. It's just giving a little, doing a little, because it all adds up, because together we can make a difference. One person, you say, I can't do something as just one person, but you're not. You're not. You're part of a whole collective of wonderful, creative, beautiful souls who, like we say, contributing the amount of a cup of coffee that can actually save a life, can extend a life, can keep the love of a family together. The things that you can do are amazing. And we do this, we have fun. We chat, we laugh, we do things, but it's fun for funds. And you bring light into a dark world is what I'm saying. And thank you all.
Yeah.
Honestly, that video, the interview we did, and you sort of talked about the gaming community. I actually sent it to my mum. She loves your voice, so she's always very happy to listen. But I think it sort of dawned on her that online isn't just sitting in a dark room and doing weird stuff. You made her see that, and yeah, that was amazing.
Let me tell you a little story about online and how it can be more real. 2 weeks ago, I lost my brother-in-law. And he passed of a massive heart attack, widowmaker, at 46 years old. But 14, 15 years ago, my sister was having such a hard time in her life. She had 2 boys. She was left alone. She was beside herself. And she made a friend online. This is a guy who is in New Zealand, and she's in America. The 2 of them just start talking. And the next thing you know, they depend upon each other because you're building relationships. And we learned this during COVID when all of us were shut away, how very important online can be. They became fast friends and they thought, well, do we meet? Do we ruin this thing that we've got? And they finally decided to meet each other, and they were like, you know what? Are you exactly as I imagined? Pretty much. Good deal. Everybody's a little different than what you sort of imagined, but then again, they've already figured out who they were inside. They figured out who they were, and they loved each other for who they were. Before they even met, they became friends. Before they even had a chance to get together, they ended up meeting each other, fell in love, got married. They've been married for 13 years. They were soulmates. Your soulmate's in another country. How do we know? Your soulmate, people say, well, I've met my soulmate. Is your soulmate next door? Is your soulmate on the other side of the country? Could your soulmate be in another country? I heard a comedian telling your soulmate could live in China for all you know, and the only time they ever, your lives ever intersect is when they built your phone. But how lucky was my sister that we live in a time where she could reach across the world online.
Yeah, it's wild.
Find a friend and someone that cares about you, that loves you, and turn that into a life. Everybody out there, I'm not saying that is there for everybody. We sure have catfishes and things of this sort. You can't trust everybody in this world, but we've all made relationships online. And now, because of this, we're able to take this online experience across the globe. We're on different sections of the earth right now, and we're working to help other humans to live a better life, a healthier life, to keep families together. And how wonderful is that?
Wow, thank you so much for sharing. Obviously, I'm so sorry for your loss, but what a story.
He was one of the sweetest men I ever met, and he is already so missed. So here's to Sebastian Kessler. Thank you, Sebastian.
Here's to Sebastian.
Yeah, to Sebastian. Rest in peace. Well, guys, if there was ever a moment to click on that donation link and get it fired up, please do consider it. But going back a little bit to feels crass now to do this, but going back to the belief.
No, fun for fun.
Character.
Let's go.
Yeah, all right. So believing in your character and accepting their truth and finding it within yourself to convey that. There is something, I don't want to come on too strong here, but I think there is something that seems fairly unique to you as a voice actor there's a depth and a presence that is immediately Wes Johnson that your characters have now. Do you think that's because you invest more deeply internally in their story and their emotional reality? Like the Imperial Watch is what really got us going earlier. It was sort of funny. They are so enthusiastic and zealous. What is it, citizen? You know, and they're just so delighted. They treat their job as if it's the most glorious and crucial task they could have in Oblivion. And this is an NPC we should be tired of running into after 20 minutes. But after 20 years, it doesn't get old. You know what I mean?
I based a lot of those guys on some of the police and military guys that I've met and known over the years. The kind of guys who they hide stuff and their emotions behind themselves and behind the badge, behind the job, behind the valor and the zealotry. The thing is, these guys, in order for them, a big hug and a tongue kiss would be basically this. You get that head nod, and you've done well. You've done well. You know the guys in your life, and they'll tell you the worst dad jokes. They love to tease. If they don't tease you, then they don't like you.
Yeah.
These are guys that I've met along the way, and I've discovered that underneath each and every one of them is somebody who can be very tender-hearted, and yet they put up that shield. And all of us do, by the way. All of us put up those emotional restrictor plates, right?
Yep.
We protect ourselves. We do. I mean, they're wearing armor. They're wearing shielding. But let's get beyond that. The armor and the shielding is really on top of their emotions, their feelings. They're not going to show you who they are because they are afraid and they're vulnerable. And if they open themselves up, they will be hurt. We all have that. And that's a part of acting as well. When I teach voice acting and I do classes, one of the things I teach is that we've got to release those emotional restrictor plates, because if we don't feel, then the people who are watching are not going to feel. It has to be real. You have to find something within yourself to make that emotion real. And so for those guys, what you're hearing is the mask that they put on.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Underneath of it, who are they really? But no, I will not let you behind here. So I'm the strength and the valor and the energy that they're putting up, half of it is to protect themselves. It is a verbal shield against whatever it is that you have going on that, you know, notice if they let you go occasionally, they're torn. They're torn about that.
But now
it's like, I'll let you go, but know that I'll be watching you.
Yeah.
I don't trust. I've been hurt before and I'll be hurt again. And you, Fork Stealer, will go down.
Well, prepare yourselves, guys, for all the fanfic about to come pouring in about what the Imperial Watch get up to when they go home after their shift is over.
Yeah, it's very different between original Oblivion and Oblivion Remastered, because they've brought in some new voices for some of the Imperial Guard, which means that they're not so totally inbred anymore.
Yeah.
I think it's very funny, because the three brothers used to all sound like me. They were all like me. Now there's two brothers who sound like me, and one of them that sounds like the milkman.
Yeah, with no, like, it's a great performance, obviously. Lovely, lovely voice, excellent delivery, with no disrespect to the actor at all. Every time we run into a guard...
That's not Wes.
That you're not Wes, you know?
Well, actually, when we did a little game for one of the streams, Is It Wes or Not, I pulled some lines from Legends, because that's perhaps not something that everybody has played. And it was funny.
Yeah.
People were not fooled when it wasn't you. Sometimes they were like, ooh, that sounds so different. No, it's just this is just really good. But people were not fooled when it wasn't you.
I loved Legends because I came back as Sheo for Legends, and also with Blades. Even though he was under a pseudonym, it was still Sheo. But in Legends, I got a chance to play some of the dragons. I was up for Parthenax. It was between me and Charles.
Oh, yeah.
And they went with Charles, which is great, because you don't expect it. You don't expect Parthenax to be the voice of Mario.
That's true.
But he is, and what's funny is he'll sign something with Parthenax, with the dragon. I got him to sign one thing for me, and he'll sign his name, and underneath there's a little woohoo. I signed something this weekend. Somebody brought me a book, a big Skyrim book, beautiful, and they had me sign. And one page in silver on one side is signed by Charles. And he signs it with Parthenax and then a little woohoo underneath. So I signed on the other side and did my little quote and whatever. And at the end, after I signed my name, I wrote woohoo. And they're like, we're going to have everybody do a woohoo in the book now. It's like, sounds great to me.
Speaking of things
Charles is legend.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was just going to say that. Is it Jesse's message?
Yeah,
oh my
speaking
God,
of things which are signed, yeah.
I'm sitting here hugging my Shio Funko Pop that Wes signed for me 2 years ago. And Dark Metal loved meeting Wes at Amsterdam. Went quick, nervous as hell, but it was so nice he took time for me.
Yeah, and the funny thing at Amsterdam, we had a line of like 1,000 people. It was me, and there was Alex Wilton Reagan, and Tommy was there, Tommy Earl Jenkins, and we were signing. Yeah. And I wanted to talk to everybody who came through, and they're like, Wes, stop talking to people. Hurry. There's 1,000 people here. I wanted to talk. That, to me, that's the fun and beautiful part, is being able to talk to everybody.
Yeah, people are the best sometimes.
We've got American Heart Association here. Sorry, I was scrolled up. Is that Kat by any chance? Hello. Schnacks, just massive donation. Thank you so much. Much appreciated. What a timing. Welcome in. How is it going, everyone? But yes, we are raising money for the American Heart Association. People are sharing beautiful stories. And of course, most importantly, we've got the wonderful Wes Johnson here, talking games, talking live, just keeping it real and being fantastic. So I'm just going to send the donation link again.
Please.
Doesn't matter how much, every little helps, and you are making a difference. So let's go.
Let's do it, guys. Let's do it. If everybody pitches in even $1, imagine the difference that's going to make. The American Heart Association does such wonderful work for people, and we need that kind of light in this world, especially in these times when so much funding is being pulled from everything that's good.
Yeah.
It comes to us, the people, to say, no, we're not going to let that stand. We're going to make sure that research continues. We're going to make sure that families who need help continue to get help. We're going to make sure that people who are suffering and who have disease have a way to be treated. These things are happening because the American Heart Association is on it, and it's happening because you, the people, have decided you're going to bring light into a dark world. So let's go.
Well, you heard it here, guys. Let's go.
Yeah, what are you waiting for? We actually have an interesting question from Kamul, who's a friend of the channel, Kamul ESO. He is a Lord of the Rings fan. He does a lot of sort of crossover stuff between Elder Scrolls and Lord of the Rings, which is very fun. But he's saying,
understandable too.
Exactly. What other fantasy universe might you be interested, sort of on your Mount Rushmore of fantasy universes that perhaps you haven't worked in before? And which characters, that kind of thing. Have you ever given that much thought? And he says specifically, I'm thinking Wes would make a great Morgoth, which is
that would be cool.
Uber bad guy.
I'd also love to be like a Gollum kind of character. That would be lovely to play.
That would be.
Hey, Egbert, thank you so much for the donation. Let's go.
I would love that. Game-wise, things that I've never had a chance to play that I want to play. I've always wanted to be a part of the Red Dead Redemption series.
Oh yeah, I can immediately hear it. Can you give us a
Well, I'd like to be out there and get myself a nice 6-shooter and find myself a good horse and get myself out there in the middle of all that action.
We need this to happen. Right, Rockstar.
Come on now. Bring me out into that world. I'd like to put on some chaps, get myself dirty and ride a horse, get into a saloon, a shot of whiskey, a good woman on my arm, and a 6-shooter on my side.
I'm getting Sam Wheeler vibes here.
Oh, yes!
I actually, the original Red Dead Redemption, I thought the original voice was so great. And when he, spoilers, it switches in the last third of the game.
Mm.
And it becomes the son, and you become so used to this voice, which had that Timothy Oliphant kind of Deadwood feel to it that you're just loving, And then it's like, no, where'd you go?
Chat is saying Red Dead 3. Here we go. And Kamal saying Red Dead 1 is one of the greatest stories in gaming ever. Nice. Interesting.
The moment when you're on the horse and you're traveling between the United States and Mexico, and it's nothing but music and scenery, how beautiful is that?
Rockstar.
I love that moment.
Yeah, they're amazing at those moments.
A lot of people are surprised when they find out that I like to play, that I'm a gamer as well as voicing them. And I apologize for my voice being a little rough. I was calling a Capitals game last night. I've been doing that I'm going to my 26th year as the announcer for the Washington Capitals, calling goals for Ovechkin. Not last night, but I called goals for other folks.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier as well, because we went to the arena in Oblivion, which is one of the things that came from, right? It was your gig with the Capitals.
I was already doing the arena voice for the Capitals.
Yeah.
And we come into the session, and I'm talking to Mark Lampert, who's the director at the time, and Mark is wonderful. And he says, yeah, do what you normally do with the Capitals, except on steroids, because these are gladiators. And because I did do it that way, I started adapting it and doing it in real life, closer to what I did in the arena in Oblivion, in the arena for the Caps.
Art imitates real life, imitates art. I love it. By the way, guys, look that up on YouTube. If you want Wes Johnson Caps, you will find a lot of clips of
Unleash the Fury.
Yeah, exactly.
Back when I was heavier, I used to weigh about 200 pounds more than I weigh right now. I was in a John Waters movie. Can I say bad words?
Yeah.
Yes, you can.
My character's name was Fat Fuck Frank. He was a biker. He was Selma Blair's boyfriend. And, they put tattoos on my arms. And it was a good time. But recently, after losing the weight, I went to see one of John Waters' Christmas shows. And if you ever get a chance to see one of John Waters' Christmas shows, do it. He's hysterical. But I grab one of his books, and I get in the line to get him signed. And I walk up, and he's like, who should I make it out to? And I said, can you make that out to Fat Fuck Frank? And he stopped, and he looked up. Is it you? It's like, yeah. Did you lose it on purpose? I did. Oh, good. So it's it was very cool. But depending on what I used to look like, if you knew what I used to look like, I looked like this when I was younger, except not as old, just skinnier. And then when my wife would be pregnant with babies, I'd gain the sympathy weight. Only she would deliver and I would not.
I see.
And the weight just kept ballooning up. Eventually, things had to change in order for me to stick around. So I ended up losing the weight, which is good because I lost it all before COVID and didn't have to worry about the comorbidities when they came around. But it's still all these character roles. I've had to go out and do a lot of indie films to redo my character demo to look more like this now.
I see,
so I've been making little movies like Sanctuary and Last Night at Terrace Lanes. And that was a horror movie. It doesn't end well for me. There was Celtic Cross, where I played the old drunk uncle. They want me to play the drunk uncle a lot these days. I wonder what that's all about. In video games, I can be anything. In film, they want you to look sort of like you kind of look.
Yes,
but in video games, right? It's the only place that I could ever have six-pack abs.
The American Heart Association, King taking care of his health. We see you as well. I'm just going to throw it out there. So we have already met quite a few goals. Bethesda UK have given us some incredible giveaways, so we'll be doing them at the end of the week. But I have also pledged to make a Heart Smart Elder Scrolls cookbook, ebook, as well as some videos. So if we smash those goals, that is coming for you guys. So
smash them.
To see
Come
that,
on, guys.
Let's do it.
How close are we? How close are we, Maya? How are we getting? How close are we getting there?
We are getting quite close, I think. I'm just being blind. That's fine.
I think there. Oh, there. Look, that's my hat pin. Says directed by John Waters.
Oh, there we go.
Nice.
And Eggbirds is pointing out in chat, not just six-pack abs you can have, but also an endless amount of tentacles and eyeballs in a video game.
That's true.
This is
That's
also
true. You know, when you build a character, you like to know what they look like, how they sound. Are they heavy? Are they big? Are they small? Whatever. And then they give you this picture of this guy as a million eyeballs and tentacles, and you're like, what does that sound like? What's interesting is there's a difference between Hermaeus Mora in Dragonborn, Hermaeus Mora in Skyrim or Oblivion, and Hermaeus Mora in ESO. So let's talk about that. What are the differences? When we developed his voice, initially, it's sort of slurry, and there's clicks, and it's like you're having a hard time understanding everything he's saying. Everything that Hermaeus Mora says comes to you like this. And when we did ESO, there's so much lore. And I worked with D.B. Cooper as a director, and she was wonderful. And I loved her direction. I told her it was like a tango. We get in there and dun, 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 and you figure out how to make this work. It had to be quicker, but it had to sound like Hermaeus Mora. And so we removed some of the affectations, some of the slurs, some of the clicks, but kept the musicality and the lyricism and the drag occasionally in the voice. And so it does sound like the same character, but slightly different. So why would that be? Can you guess?
I'm not going to guess. I've heard this story. That would be unfair. I think.
Hermaeus Mora, where's his mouth?
Yeah.
We don't know. However, because he is the Daedric Prince of Knowledge, I believe that he's speaking to you telepathically. And the reason you're not hearing him, you're hearing him with some clicks and lisps and things of that sort on one, is that your perception and your ability for psychic reception is not as strong in Dragonborn as it is for your character in ESO. You have a much more highly attuned sense of psychic receptor ability. So depending upon your character and who you're playing at the time, you're hearing Hermaeus Mora a little differently. Everybody hears him a little differently.
Yeah.
But he's also, they hear him the same.
I love it.
I love that, yeah. Thank you so much for the donation, Lastutin. Thank you. And yes, we're about $100 away from some recipes and about 150 from some videos. I see American Heart Association, 9 out of 10 cardiac arrests happen outside of a hospital. It is important to be prepared in an emergency.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Check out their website. There's so much phenomenal information, but yes.
But yeah, in case you guys weren't, we've obviously all enjoyed the incredible vocal performances and stuff, but now if you weren't already thinking of it, now hopefully you'll go back to some of these characters and think there's a lot more work just internally that goes on, the thought process of the justifications, the reasoning, the getting into character. This is all very important work which goes on behind the scenes, and we should appreciate it.
And the physicality, actually. A lot of people think voice is just voice, but a lot of it is physical. Your expressions, you can hear expressions, you can hear movement, you can hear posture. And the challenge is in a booth, in a small enclosed space, to keep that movement, to get the posture without smacking a microphone and angering an engineer.
Yeah.
We try not to anger engineers.
We try, yeah.
Speaking of voice acting, I know you mentioned, and I talk about these a lot on stream. If you guys are regulars, you would have heard me mention it. WES does voice acting classes that are genuinely amazing. If you ever thought, I really want to explore this, or just get to know yourself a little bit. I know that sounds a bit grand, but genuinely, that is true. And I know that WES has got a class coming up in November, right?
November 4th, the next one starts, and it's through Theater Lab DC. Theater with TRE, Lab DC. You can be anywhere in the world because we do it on Zoom, and it's live. We go anywhere from 2.5 to 3 hours for 6 sessions. And as you know, Maya, it's a lot of it depends upon you and the effort that you want to put in. I've had folks who come in and do the class and put the work in, and I will say that there's some folks who believe that voice acting is just, they can just roll off a log, jump out of bed and go do it, and don't realize that there's a lot of work involved in getting to the point where they can actually get the jobs. I remember giving instruction to somebody once and telling them about demo reels and things of this sort, and they got frustrated with me and like, I don't want to do any of that stuff. I just want to get the jobs that you're getting right now. It's like, well, I get that. I get that you'd want to do that. But for me, the jobs, every audition you don't get. But every audition is experience. Every audition is a step forward. And we've talked about the iceberg. And this is the true of anything in life. When people look at success in anywhere, you're looking at the tip of an iceberg shining, glistening in the sun. How beautiful is that? Under the water, miles and miles and miles and miles of practice, failure, rejection, getting knocked down and getting back up again. It's all under there. Every time something like that happens, it pushes you slowly, steadily to the surface. I have lost way more roles than I've ever gotten, but you're remembered for the things that you eventually do. Every audition that you do is a performance. It's a performance. You have to 100% invest yourself in it. It's not practice. It's not shorthand. It's doing it.
Yeah.
And that applies to life as well. You don't just fiddle about until it's real time and go time and then give your all. You give your all the time. It may sound exhausting, but the fact of the matter is it's not. It's
There's
just
no
a
other
way
option.
of life.
Yeah.
I posted the link if you guys are able, if you're around, if you have, it's so worth it. And Tevi, thank you so much for that amazing donation. And the comment is just, let's get that cookbook.
Woo!
Well, speaking of donations, okay, we have about 10 minutes left maximum with WES before we have to raid off. So please show your appreciation by donating if you can. And if you already donated or if you're about to, please have a think in the time we have left. If there is something fun you'd like Wes to say just for you, you could clip it and use it later.
Yeah.
Keep it short, keep it clean, keep it Wes. But we Goran Baka's
In
got a question.
fact, for the next 3 people who donate at least $25, I'll say one thing in a character voice of their choosing.
Here we go. Goran Baka was asking if I'd like to know if Mr. Johnson has anything to say about the allegations that he killed Santa Claus.
Hey, it was an accident, man. It was an accident. If you go to ikilledsanta.com, you'll learn all about it, man. But, it was just the cookies. I didn't know. I had no idea, man.
And Tevi, who just donated, is requesting we gotta get a quote-unquote trans rights.
With who? With which character? Shea Gorath? Well, let me just say this about that. Because it's madness otherwise. Trans rights are human rights.
Perfect.
Thank you. That was amazing.
Any more, guys. This is a rare opportunity we got here. Oh, we're getting the hearts in chat. There we go. Perfect.
Wow. Amazing.
And Zim, while we're waiting for another one, was saying, I just wanted
Can
to
you
say,
imagine living in a world where everybody was exactly the same, and this is what people want? You must be exactly like
Right,
us. How
yeah.
boring is that? How boring is that? It's like going to Baskin Robbins. One flavor.
Yeah, it'd be like a video
Baskin
game.
Robbins. Vanilla. No. You're supposed to have 51 different flavors. One flavor.
It'd be like a video game from the 90s with just one NPC, wouldn't it?
Actually, I'll tell you what. You know what? I remember when Pong first came out. Boop, boop, boop. Hours and hours. And then they were like, hey, wait a minute. We can use that same technology, put a couple of gunfighters in there. Boop, pew, pew, boop, pew, pew. You know, hey, that's great. Then we get some technology, and it's like, well, we're shooting at spaceships. And then there's Death Race 2000. Who remembers that? Where you get in a car and you chase down pedestrians, you hit them and turn them into little crosses. How PC is that? But it is on a PC, so I guess it is.
All right, we've got another anonymous donation, but in comments it just says Lucian.
Lucian. How about you sleep rather soundly for a murderer? Good. You'll need a clear conscience for what I'm about to propose. I want you to go to the Inneville Omen, find Rufio, and make a donation to the American Heart Association. Maybe you will steal his heart, but you'll save so many others. Oh, dear child of Sithis, the Night Mother, she loves you.
Thank you so much. Amazing.
Amazing.
And Zimnabad, before it scrolls all the way off my screen, I wanted to say this is just not a request, just a comment here, which probably speaks for all of us. I just wanted to say, Wes, thank you for being such an amazing person, not just with the passion you have for your work, but the passion you have for life and the passion you have for others. You are full of wonderful things, sir.
Well, I'm full of something, and I appreciate it, Con. And I got to say, thank you all for everything that you do, the wonderful work that you do for the American Heart Association. I know that you've been there for me for the Alzheimer's Association every year for Voice of Palooza, and during the fall we do St. Jude's year round. We're making a difference, folks. You can make a difference in this world. You can help people live. Your love will bring life. Your light will dispel darkness. You are the best humanity has to offer, and I thank you.
Oh my God. Well, thank you.
Ma, you can melt when we're done with the stream.
I'm sorry.
Keep it together.
Okay. One last donation, guys, to get the cookbook and get one more beautiful. Well, what we just heard, it's art. So a donation $25 or more. Can we get there?
You can do it.
You can do it. Thank you, Kat. Okay, it's okay, Maya. I'm crying for both of us. I've already been sharing some stories that people have shared with Kat. So yeah, we've already been like, oh my God, yes. No worries. If you are not able to donate BrioTalk, you already have donated. That's amazing. We're just trying to, rile up the troops and see if we can smash that goal today.
Let's do it, guys. Let's smash that goal. Let's shock the world.
I would love the cookbook, though. Well,
yeah.
I mean, we are.
It's a cookbook. It's a cookbook.
Kidding. I melted ages ago.
There's another anonymous donation. There is no comment, though. So if you are here, let us know. But yeah, it's another wonderful donation. So yes, we smashed the cookery ebook.
Yeah.
We need to talk.
Wonderful. Amazing. Thank you so much, guys. And is there any final requests in our remaining few minutes? Maybe it was Shea Gorath that put Phase 2 boss in Phase 1. Oh, that's an inside ESO joke.
There's a little bug. There's a big event, and we are in Phase 1, but some of the big bosses from Phase 2 are coming in, and we're already joking about Shea bringing them and all of that.
Well, you know, there's two phases. There's the first phase, but the first phase is more manic. Then you've got phase 2, which is more dementia. I don't know which is better, but they're better than Haskell. All of them are. He's boring. Boring, I tell you.
Haskell's face is so perfect in the remastered version of the game.
So beaten down.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you something. I've worked with Jeff Baker for years and years. We used to be in a comedy troupe together.
Oh, yes.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
And he is one of the kindest, most talented people I've ever met. I love the folks that I get to work with. I really do. Jeff is wonderful. Jan Johns, remember Jan Johns? Wonderful, wonderful. Sherry Elliker, Mike Rawson, who does all the ghouls in Fallout. Back before they became sexy with Walter Goggins, you know, the no-nose is now the nose, you know? Do you guys get into the ghoul? Do you look at the ghoul? Does anybody look at the ghoul and go, oh, yeah?
It hadn't occurred to me. But Walter Goggins has never looked better than when he's doing the flashback sequences before the bombs dropped in that series.
Right.
He looks so good, actually. They really, it's like an advert for that guy.
I'm happy for him. He's done stellar work in so many things for so many years.
Yeah, I've been seeing him in movies since like 25, 30 years ago. He's been around
He's been
a
in The
while.
Shield, Justified. He's had roles that have really been the backbone of shows. And now he gets to be a star. So how nice. Now, and then immediately he does Walmart ads.
I see, we don't get those over here, but...
Wow, okay, we're just getting some more donations in. For starters, so that Anonymous was... I just got a DM, so I guess they want to stay anonymous, but it's just comment request. Anything with cookbook and grilled cheese.
Well, it sounds like you. Let me tell you something. You got to find recipes. Get a cookbook. Don't just wing it. Find yourself a recipe and take a little bit of this, a pinch of that, and then, cheese for everyone. Wait, no, scratch that. Cheese for no one. It's just as lovely a recipe if you don't like cheese, no?
And we have a huge donation there from Guardian God. And I'm just going to post the comment in chat. I'm not even going to say which. Oh, that's not the right one. It's the lyrics to Never Gonna Give You Up. And I can't copy and paste.
As who?
It doesn't say.
I mean, if we did it as Hermaeus Mora, we'd be here for another hour, so probably...
Maybe Lucian. Never gonna give you up. Never going to let you down. Never gonna turn you around and desert you.
That's terrifying.
In the best possible way. Wow. Thank you so much, Wes. You're an
Being
absolute hero.
rickrolled by Lucian LeChance.
Yeah.
That's never happened before.
There is another donation. Thank you so much. It's anonymous, but I know who it is. Thank you. All I can contribute at this point in time, much appreciated. But I do really like guaz. We all like guaz. But that was amazing. Thank you so much. That's been absolutely amazing. Oh my God, there is another $100 donation from Guardian God saying thanks for the laughs.
'Twas indeed my pleasure. Now, I do want to know, I was just in the UK recently. We're working on a game there, called Horror in the Library. One must say horror very carefully. Otherwise, it changes the game completely.
That's true. Bit of a Peter Cushing going on there. I like it. I like it a lot. Is this...
It's somewhat of that and a little bit of Boris Karloff as well.
Ooh.
He's the professor, and the professor is leading you on a hunt through a library, But it turns out behind every door, in every book, in every corner, something different lies. Could it be evil? We'll see.
Do we know if this is going to be available for Halloween?
We do know that the board game is available. The board game is available right now. It's being based upon the board game called Horror in the Library by Blue Donut Games. Marcus Pullen is the guy who's putting it together. And we went out and spent some time out in the UK, and we traveled over to Germany and did a little presentation there at Gamescom for it. And hopefully the Kickstarter will be starting soon. And it's going to be group funded. So it should be fun. But I'll be playing the Mad Professor. But is he mad? Is he really?
I love it. I actually looked them up last time we spoke about this and you come into the UK. They have got a great track record in board games already. And people are already saying in chat they've already found it. They found the website. They found the game. So there we go. Now we have something to look forward to.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it should be fun. I mean, there's so many things going on right now, and I've loved that the strike is over and we get a chance to come out and play. And if you talk to any voice actor, they'll tell you they're working on one game in particular. You know what that is? It's called NDA.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all playing that game called Non-Disclosure Agreement.
But we all just, we're all excited. Anything you do, I think everybody in this chat is well up for it. So again, thank you so much for spending your very precious time with us. I really appreciate that. We all do.
It's my honor and pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, for smashing this goal. Absolute American Heart Association, we did. Thank you so much for all the donations. Don't worry, guys. We're still here for the rest of the week, streaming every day. But this was definitely the highlight of the week. Yep. I think we can all agree. Yeah, so thank you, Wes.
Round of applause for Wes. Round of applause for you guys. Round of applause for Maya for organizing. Thank you all so much. We did it.
Ta-ta.
Thank you, Wes. We love you. That's American Heart Association, of course. Who doesn't? What a fabulous stream. Thanks, Mayan Khan. And thank you, Wes. And thank you so much, everyone. We're just going to raid off to the wonderful Decimus to continue this ESO party. But thank you so much for hanging out. And what an absolute treat. And we're doing good. We're making a difference in the world. Isn't that amazing?
And now
bring the light, guys.
Exactly. And now let's join Desi and kill some fools. How about that?
All right.
But stay with the raid train. We will be back with you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much. See you later.